七、六、5、4、3、2、1，点火，点火。
Hello friends, I'm Arthur Woods, the resident artist of Greater.Earth, and today is the relaunch of the Greater.Earth YouTube channel. Well, relaunch is not exactly on the rocket you see behind me, which is the Artemis II, getting ready to go later today or early tomorrow morning. So it's a very interesting bit of coincidence that I'm relaunching Greater.Earth today, and NASA's going back to the moon. And actually, I worked on the Apollo project when I was a university student, so going to the moon has been part of my life for a long time. Well, actually, about 10 years ago, we started this YouTube channel, and then that was in 2016, and then something happened on the way to the moon. So just to bring you back up to speed, I'm going to show you the first video that I uploaded to YouTube back then, and then I will tell you what happened on the way later. Okay, see you in a little bit. Hello friends, my name is Arthur Woods. I am the resident artist of Greater.Earth. Greater.Earth is a new perception of our planet based on its true cosmic dimensions as defined by the laws of physics. Like all celestial bodies in our solar system, the Earth's gravitational influence extends in all directions from its center to where it meets the gravitational influence of the Sun. This creates a sphere with a diameter of 3 million kilometers, and all of the resources found in this region, which includes the moon, immense amount of solar energy, and an occasional asteroid, naturally belong to our planet. And these resources, as well as this immense space, should be used for the ultimate benefit of humanity and for all life which has originated here. Harnessing these would ensure that our civilization would have what it needs to grow and to prosper in the future. As I believe that adding a cultural dimension to humanity's space activity is extremely important, Greater.Earth is also an art intervention. As such, it is a virtual environment and video blog where I'm creating my own personal space program, complete with rocket launchers, satellites, and a space station where I will reside as the resident artist. From this vantage point, I plan to broadcast regular commentaries, interviews, and observations about events on Earth as seen and interpreted from this perspective in Earth orbit. Computer-generated video animations are being combined with my knowledge and experience about space and how space activities will hopefully contribute to addressing many of the environmental, geopolitical, and economic issues our civilization currently faces. My involvement with space goes back to my youth, where I grew up in the vicinity of the U.S. space program and where I lived near the Kennedy Space Center. As a university student, I held summer jobs there during the exciting Apollo program in 1967 and in 1968. In the mid-1980s, I initiated a number of art projects that were designed to be realized in the space environment in order to celebrate the new millennium and to promote international cooperation in space. In 1993, my Cosmic Dancer sculpture was the first three-dimensional artwork specifically designed for a space habitat to be officially sent into space. Its purpose was to investigate the properties of sculpture in weightlessness. And in 1995, my organization was responsible for Ars Ad Astra, the first art exhibition in Earth orbit, which selected and sent original artworks from 20 other artists to the Russian Mir space station in a cooperation with the European Space Agency. Greater.Earth is also a platform for additional art interventions that I'm currently developing and which you can learn about on the Greater.Earth website. I am also an Earth artist, and for many years I have made artworks celebrating the beauty of our special planet and its place in the cosmos. Thus, I have become the resident artist of Greater.Earth. The chaos around us in the world today indicates that humanity is on the threshold of a momentous transformation, and if we are lucky and wise and make some critical right decisions, our planetary civilization will become a cosmic civilization while creating an optimistic future of peace, prosperity, and hope for all humanity and for all life sharing our planet. Thank you for watching, and I invite you to join me in Greater.Earth. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and actually the rationale and the purposes of this YouTube channel have stayed much the same. Of course, I've gotten a little bit older. I don't wear glasses anymore because I had cataract surgery, but more importantly, what you saw in that last video, the icosahedron sculpture in Earth orbit, this was an artwork that I had been developing for a number of years together with my colleague, Dr. Marco C. Bernasconi, who was a specialist in large space structures. Well, what happened was in 2020, the European Space Agency issued a call for new ideas for new missions and demonstrations. And Marco and I submitted our Space Option Star idea to this open call for ideas. And actually out of 201 submissions, a number were picked, including 4 ideas that had to do with space solar power. And our concept, called the Space Option Star, was proposed as an idea to demonstrate space solar power in space. And ESA asked us to develop the idea a bit further, and we made the video that I want to show you right now, which we call A Star is Born. Well, that was very exciting. And just to let you know, this project has been developed further. We've actually developed the Space Option Star to be a demonstration from orbit to Earth. This is called the Space Option Star for equatorial low Earth orbit, and this has been under development for the last 2 years. It's very active, and we have partners in the equatorial region who are very interested to see this happen. And actually, this is very necessary for space solar power to eventually be successful. It has to be demonstrated from orbit down to Earth, and there are a number of companies around the world today who have actual projects to demonstrate just that in the next year or two. Well, I will talk more about this later because we've actually developed the project quite extensively, and I have a dedicated video about that, which I will show in an earlier presentation on our YouTube channel. However, what has also happened in the meantime, which is very exciting, is that in 2022, ESA put out another call for ideas, this time for clean energy from space, and we submitted a project called the Greater.Earth Lunar Power Station. That was one of 85 proposals, and ESA selected 13 for further development, and they gave us, and I say us, that is my new company that I formed called Astrostrom, and together, working together with, originally with Marco Bernasconi again, but also with Patrick Collins in Japan, Andreas Vogler in Germany, and Dmitry Kasperakis in Latvia. And together we worked for a couple of years on this project, and we developed quite an extensive concept for developing space solar power components from lunar materials. And we presented our final study in May 2023, which ESA found to be very, very exciting, and I think it's one of the best ideas about how space solar power can eventually be developed, because launching huge, massive solar power satellites from the surface of Earth is a logistical and environmental problem, and one solution would be to manufacture the solar power satellite components from lunar materials, and we worked with partners to do that. And in our study, we identified 3 key technologies that could make that happen. And we put all of that idea into another video, which we call the Greater-Earth Energy Synergies, which I'm going to show you now. So please enjoy.
Welcome to the Greater-Earth Lunar Power Station. We are going to the moon to build components for solar power satellites from lunar materials, which could help mitigate the launch bottleneck and the environmental impact of launching many solar power satellites from the surface of Earth. This is a multi-trillion euro opportunity which addresses the climate and energy crises on Earth. Can you think of a better reason to go to the moon?
I hope you enjoyed that video that we made at the end of our feasibility study for the European Space Agency. It's actually, as the video said, can you think of a better reason to go to the moon? Well, as you know, NASA is trying to go to the moon again after over 50 years of not going there, and they have an idea to set up operations on the moon, but not necessarily for manufacturing and not necessarily for developing products for the Earth, where our concept, we would actually create a two-planet economy, and we could address the climate emergency, and we can address the energy dilemma on Earth with providing solar power satellite components from lunar materials, and we think it's totally feasible to do that. So we will be talking more about that in future presentations here on the Greater.Earth YouTube channel. If you liked what you saw today, it's very important, of course, to subscribe and to like this video so that more people can be aware of what we're doing. And it's going to take us a while to become super popular on YouTube. We know that, but it's definitely in our interest and in everyone's interest that this YouTube channel becomes more popular. So I thank you for watching, and I wish you a good day, and thank you again. Have a nice day. This is Arthur Woods, resident artist of Greater Earth. Goodbye for now.